day before the fall of Saigon. I talked to my parents. Our story was that we had gone out in the South Vietnamese Navy boat. My father was a part of the Department of Defense for the South Vietnamese Army, and we had planned to sit out the shelling and come back and be political prisoners. But fortunately, the U.S. Navy, the 7th Fleet, picked up our family and our refugees, and we were able to come to the United States as a true testament to how small this world really is and how much we can affect each one of each other's lives. Commander Gene Tulich, his wife was a nurse stationed at Guam, and her story was that she would kiss every baby that came through that processing center. Well, I was one of those hundreds of babies that she would have kissed, and we reunited and met her for the first time just a few years ago, which is very special. Where the Colonel talked about the last part of his speech about the results of the Vietnam War, my family, myself, I'm one of the results. I'm happy to be here, and I'm proud of the sacrifice that were made. And I'm going to deviate from our script a little bit, because the most important thing about military service, about what our veterans did, was this individual stories that everyone has. You know, I look around and I think, and because my mom is very ill, I talk to her every day, and I try to record a statement with her about what her life was like in Vietnam and growing up during the war, and record a little bit every day. I challenge everyone here, especially our veterans, our Vietnam era veterans, to have someone in your family record your story, just a little bit of it. Your grandkids are making dumb videos on TikTok, Vine, Facebook Reels. They can spend an hour and record a little bit about your life story, because I know going forward, when I look back to listen to recordings of my mom and share them with my kids, I want them to know, and I want that legacy to live on. And your individual stories is so important. It really scares me to think that, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we won't know the individualized stories. We may know the numbers about what happened in Vietnam, but we won't know the individual stories of heroism, of sacrifice. So I implore every single one, and if you know a Vietnam era veteran, or any veteran, record their story, because it's such an incredible, small thing we can do to help more people. My wife is here. She's a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a civilian. I live in envy of the sisterhood and brotherhood that our veterans share through their common experience. But that needs to be shared with all of us, so that we can understand, and our next generation understand. I hope the kids who use this park and walk through here will really understand what it symbolizes. So please, as one of the hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese folks, I'm proud to have served our country as an elected official, as a judge, and now just as a citizen who loves, and with my wife, we work in the veteran community. I say this all the time, that Vietnam was my homeland, but America truly is my home. Thank you to all of our veterans, and thank you for all the veterans and the support people in our communities who honor them. They deserve that honor, and we continue to do it. Record your stories.